Welcome everyone as we prepare for Shabbos Parashat Naso. In the parsha we find the story of the Sotah. The Sotah is a very unfortunate story where there is a man and a wife, and the wife in some way antagonizes the husband, and he becomes so enraged that he says you cannot be alone with this other man. She does, and there are witnesses that this occurred, but nobody knows it really occurred in this secluded state between the wife and this other different man. So what happens is that they go to the Beis HaMikdash, and the Kohen gives the lady, what's called the Sotah, to drink from this special concoction. And if she is pure, nothing occurred, then they're blessed with children. And if not, then she dies. Her and her Amor both die a terrible death. So this seems to be some sort of divine retribution for the betrayal and the unfaithfulness. But really, like the Torah says, that all the Torah's ways are pleasantness and all its paths are peace. Maybe there's a more sublime message over here. Rav Yaakov and Rav Yakov explains that you have to, let's look at the situation. The situation is that his husband became so upset that he's warned him, don't be alone with this man. And the betrayal that he faced, that she didn't listen and she went anyway and was secluded with this person in a very dubious situation. So she's always going to have some sort of doubt. A doubt that's so great that even if there would be witnesses or a prophet would come and say what happened, we never really know. So what did the Torah say? The Torah says, listen, this is a very special relationship here between the man and the woman. Like the Gemara in Chulin 151 says, Gadol Shalom bein ish li'ishtoi shahari amra Torah shemoshel kadosh baruch shenichtav b'kedusha yimchal alamayim. He says that the Torah is so worried about the peace between the man and his wife that he says you can go ahead and take my name that was written in holiness and have it erased. And that's part of what happens in the Sotah drink that we described before, that they write this parsha of the Sotah from the Torah, and they put it into this water and it becomes erased. So Rav Yaakov explains that what's really going on over here is something far different than just a punishment. It's coming to say that God himself will come and testify about this lady, that says, you don't have to worry about this. There was no betrayal. There's nothing like that. What happened was whatever bad decisions were made, but there was no real betrayal. There was nothing like that. And I'm going to go. God says, I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to erase my own name to let you know that you have nothing to worry about in this situation. No betrayal. There is no violation. Instead, you can go ahead and rebuild the trust. God is saying, you can trust this person. I myself am testifying that nothing bad occurred over here. Why are they blessed with children? So perhaps the reason is that when God's name is erased over here, God's name really isn't erased, because the name of God, another one of his names, is Shalom, is peace. What's happening is you're erasing his name over here, but now you're transferring it into this marriage. He just moved from here to there. He's not erased. He's this name, the Shalom, went from here. The name of Hashem that was not written as Shalom is now being reestablished over here with this couple. And there's three partners in a child: the mother, the father, and Hashem. Each one of them gives their separate parts. So Hashem says, now I'm here now in this mix. So of course what happens from this naturally is going to be the child. Because he's saying, we're back together, have the trust again, we're rebuilt, and what comes out of that is a child. And perhaps one of the most famous Rashis talks about the connection of the Sotah. Right after Sotah comes the Nazir. There is a very famous Rashi. And Rashi says, why is the parsha of Nazir written after the parsha of Sotah? To tell you, that anybody who sees a Sotah in her bad state, in her when she's being degraded during the Sotah process, he's going to go ahead and be careful from the wine, because that brings to adultery. That's the Gemara in Sotah Beis and Aleph. So that's why they're right next to each other. But maybe there's also more to this. What's Nazir and Nazir that you're going to be careful? So he's going to see, the Nazir sees, look what just happened over here. Hashem went ahead and he entered into the situation. He said, I want it to be close here. I want there to be a connection here. I don't want this marriage to break up. I want this to be together. And therefore he says, I'm going to enter into this special relationship. The Nazir says, there are other ways. I'm going to remove from my life the things that bring separation, the things that bring negativity. Therefore, I'm going to become another. I want to bring Hashem into my life as well. I'm going to totally isolate myself. I won't drink wine. I won't come in contact with the peace of people. I'll stay away from all tumah. I will now live this sublime life that of additional kedusha in my life. That's what he sees. It's not just that he sees the bad stuff that happens over there by the side, but he also sees the positive things. He says, I want to have a piece of that as well. I want to bring that extra special kedusha that Hashem is now infusing into this by saying, erase my name. I want to have my name Shalom over there as well. Therefore, he says, I want to be also a part of that. And now what comes right after that? Right after this comes the Birchas Kohanim. The Birchas Kohanim, of course, what is this? What's now the next step? We have the Sotah, which brings to the Nazir, which brings to the Birchas Kohanim, that once somebody brings into their life all the Kedusha, all the Birchas Kohanim, the brachas, Rech Hashem Yishparecha, well, all these things will come. And how does it end? The Birchas Kohanim ends, Yitain Lecha Shalom. I will give you peace, which is, of course, the Chasima. You can't have anything without Shalom. And that's what he's saying, that is the step one to the other, that brings us at the end to Shalom. That, wish everybody good Shabbos. We'll be able to bring the Kedusha into our life and have a wonderful Shabbos, an uplifting Shabbos.